just getting off this landscape quote, and I want to talk about why I have a new $700 minimum in my landscaping business and why you should consider raising your prices, but doing it mathematically and doing it smart. By the way, I'm Keith Kalfas, and I talk about how to start your landscape business, go to 100K. So when you start your business, you got to generate a lot of activity and get as many customers as possible, because when you're out working and the neighbors of those customers see you working, it generates more and more and more activity. So beggars can't be choosers, obviously, and you got to take whatever you can get, honestly, in the beginning. But as soon as you get booked out and then you have no time left, that's when you start to tilt the fulcrum and raise your prices. Now, we have a bookkeeper, we have an accountant, everything's mathematic, and I know exactly what I need to charge. I know my man-hour rates. But every year in the spring, I would get frustrated and I would say, that's it, I'm raising my prices and I'm not buckling, I'm not folding. What would happen was I would raise the prices too high, and then we wouldn't get enough work, and the schedule wouldn't be booked out. I like to be booked out 6 weeks in advance. We got to the point we were only booked out 6 days in advance. And so I would buckle and I would ride the line and lower the prices just a little, because the spring cash flow shortage, the spring crunch, the spring competitiveness, spring cutthroat season, we call it, will come in, and you're competing to get a bunch of work. Now, if you've been in the business for long enough where you have a lot of repeat clients and customers and great clients who trust you, you're already in. They only want you to do their landscaping and their lawn care and their projects and their tree work. And if you do what my friend Stan Genetic, the Dirt Monkey, says, the winter before, the fall before, the Thanksgiving before, the Halloween before, you're already closing, selling, and booking, and maybe even taking deposits on jobs that at the pricing you need. So when the spring comes, you're not scrambling. You just roll right into the season, starting off with good projects. Now, big rocks. If there's a jar and you have rocks, smaller rocks, smaller rocks, smaller rocks, pebbles, and then sand, how are you going to fit all that in there? The big rocks first. If you read a book by Robert Kiyosaki called Sales Dogs, it's amazing, on audible.com, he talks about the different types of salespeople. Some people like the little tiny jobs and they run fast like a mouse on a wheel. Some people are medium and they're very strategic, and some people only like, they're different types of dogs. Now there's the big dog, the bulldog, the guy who only takes on the really, really big jobs and ignores all the small stuff. And every time you get scared for him, like, bro, like, how are, like, you're missing all the bread and butter work, like the small jobs that keep you going. Then he lands that big job. And so the cool thing I like about bigger jobs and higher paying jobs is because you can be on one project for 3 to 5 days. We've been on jobs for 3 weeks, right? In that time period, all these little small jobs fill up in between the cracks. And now after, a couple months into the season, you could be booked out for almost the whole year. But when it comes to pricing, you have to know your math and numbers so you can ride the line to make sure you're getting the highest amount of dollar efficiency so you can make the highest amount of profit. If you're out in the field working, paying yourself as a technician, paying yourself 20 to 30 bucks an hour, whatever you pay yourself on payroll, and not only do you make money as a technician, but you also can secure owner's profits and distributions out of the business. But if you get out of the field and you have employees working in the field, then you probably can't pay yourself a technician's wage, because now you're out of the field doing sales and marketing and office and administrative work. So your profit's going to go down, which means you're going to have to expand your business or raise your price and really, really drum up a lot more work by doing more marketing and more advertising to fill in the gap of what you used to make when you were in the field working. So I just want to warn you. Now, there's this thing, some businesses this year, and because of the economy, have shrunken down a little bit, where they've grown, they've gotten profitable, they've gotten really good at marketing, but now you shrink your business back down a little bit, and then you cut the fat, so to speak, you narrow your service area, and you just take on the jobs that you want. It's called cherry picking. But like I said in the beginning of this video, beggars can't be choosers, so you got to take whatever you can get. Only until you get to the point where you have a huge Rolodex of customers, your phone's ringing off the hook, and you're paying attention to where you don't need the work. So it feels risky to say no. And I've done it. I've lost a lot of clients by raising my prices too high, but I've also lost a lot of clients who I thought were my loyal clients for 4 or 5 years, And I raised the prices to what I needed so I could run a healthy business and actually pay my employees and things like that. And then these loyal clients fired me and dumped me and dropped me on my head like I was nothing, and I meant nothing to them over a simple price increase. Now, people ask, how much did you raise your prices? Well, if you raise your prices anything over 10% per year, you might get some kickback from your customers. I started dramatically raising the prices 20 and 30% because my prices were too low. And then I realized they were too low to begin in. But the thing I thought of when I started this video was get in where you fit in. And you might be listening to this on the Untrapped podcast as well on Apple and Spotify. You got to get in where you fit in. So where you fit in today, you might fit into a totally different quadrant next year or 2-3 years from now, which means that getting where you fit in means you might have to do this stuff that you don't like, or take on these jobs, or do all this stuff, or go outside of the service area because your business hasn't grown enough your agency hasn't grown enough referrals yet, and you don't have enough people, you're programmed in people's phones to the point where you can just call your own shots. Or you might have been in the business long enough, 3 to 5 years, to where you can totally call your own shots. If you've been in this business 8, 9, 10 years, let me know in the comments below how long you've been in your landscaping business. You can totally call your own shots, and you might be still running around in scarcity, chasing field mice, doing a bunch of stupid shit that you hate doing, you don't want to do. It doesn't make you any money, and you're sick of it, and you can't take it anymore, and you don't even have to do that stuff anymore. You're literally jumping over dollars to get to nickels, and you're so entrenched in your bad habit of what used to serve you, what used to work, because you had to do it. You don't even have to do that stuff anymore. You're jumping over dollars to get to nickels, and you don't even see it because you can't pick your head up. Just take a look. And how do you do that? You gotta crunch the math. You gotta book time to sit down and go through all the math. If you can't do it or it confuses you, find someone to help you. Find a bookkeeper. Find someone who's been in the business longer than you that really knows their numbers. And find out, and stop making emotional decisions and start making mathematical decisions. Once you are, it's great to have emotion and be passionate about your business, but if it's controlling your life and you're not getting ahead, there's a problem. So once you start to tilt the fulcrum, like I said, and make mathematical decisions that feel uncomfortable, but mathematically, hey, the numbers don't lie, then you start to gain traction you start to dig a trench and gain traction and momentum in a new perspective, a new area. And then when your unconscious mind reshuffles the deck and you get used to it, you're like, oh my God, I could have done this a year ago or 2-3 years ago. Raising your prices, narrowing your service area, stop doing the crap you hate doing, do more of what you like doing, make more money so you can hire the next person or hire a receptionist to answer the phones. There's so much opportunity out here. It's crazy. You just have to get clear about the numbers and get some clarity to see that. Real quick, I want to talk about Jobber software. Jobber is a software I've been using in my service business for about 4 years now. I love it. I can't imagine running my business without it. We do billing, invoicing, accounts receivable. It automatically follows up with customers. It positions you as a professional, which most of your competition doesn't even use this. Jobber is amazing. You can get a free trial of Jobber, and if you sign up with my exclusive link, you get a huge discount. Go to getjobber.com/Keith. getjobber.com/Keith. Sign up and start using it, and I promise you will love it, and it's well worth it. People can also pay their payments online automatically, and it just shows up and gets transferred into your bank account. There's a little bit of a learning curve, just like anything, when you get using it, but then when it becomes a system, then you get excited, you feel proud of it. And like, I literally pull Jobber up on my phone, bop, 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 right in front of the excuse me, wrong tube. Right in front of the customer's house, send them their quote, send them everything right on Jobber. Getjobber.com/Keith. It's going to be awesome. All right, so I want to know in the comments below how long you've been in business. Let me know that you're raising your prices this year. Don't forget to hit the subscribe. And then if you are just starting your business, you got to check out you know what? I'm going to give you a free PDF download of the actual contract that I use in my landscaping business. Let me pull it up right here. And you can get the free PDF download. You can switch it around and you can print this up and use it. Now, I do use Jobber, but some people want paper still. But I have this version of this inside of Jobber. Does that make sense? Click the link below and it'll say free quote, and it'll ask you to put your name and email address, and then it's going to forward you to a sales page. You'll get it in your email address. You're going to get this for free, but it will also forward you to a sales page that pitches you my How to Start a Landscaping Business Success course. If you're just starting your landscape business, you got to check out this course. I'm telling you, it will shorten your learning curve. You will love it. So anyways, end of video. Check the links below, and I wish you all the success in the world and hope to meet you and shake your hand in person. I got to go to the next quote. Peace. In this operating manual for my landscaping business, I have the 16 documents you must have an employee sign before you can cut them a paycheck. Go to keithkalfas.com/16 to get access to these documents. You can download them and use them in your own business right now.